Peace, everyone. Paradise. My brother Z, Anu,
Paradise.
Malachi is here. Paradise. Everyone, welcome to Karmic Dynasty. I am Joy Allen. I am Tisha Nicole. I am Ishram. I am. Brother Z, Anu, welcome. I'm excited.
Yes,
Excuse me,
indeed.
y'all.
Paradise. Glad
Paradise,
to be back.
paradise. Share with everyone who you are, how we can contact you. Tell us briefly why you here, cause you about to hit them with that power, that strength. I'm hype, y'all. I'm hype. Brother
Yeah,
Z, Brother Z,
you
give
be
it to
watching
him.
my posts. I can't speak for everybody, but when you catch me dropping some nickels and dimes of knowledge here and there, you kind of pick up on it quicker than everybody else, and you hit me on the phone and be like, "Oh man, first off, I gotta let you know I appreciate you." I'm like, "Look, I see people getting on the email list talking about you told them about it, and I don't think you know how hard that is to do." People hear people talk and they be like, "Okay, is we going through the store now? Like, or what? Like, what you talking about? You know?" So yeah, I'm the founder of the Black Tax Agency. We don't deal with nothing that has to do with taxes. We don't do that. The Black Tax Agency is putting out a proposal for 8 million of us to come together in the Black community to establish ourselves as a funding force. What do we want a funding force for? Well, we want to make sure that there's some room established in this world where we're supposed to be the lowest on the totem pole, or the ones who receive the significant degree of disenfranchisement, right? This whole economic exclusion scheme seems to be targeted majority at the Black community. Well, why don't we get together and make sure we have the professional services or the materials in our communities that we can access even if we don't have no money? That's what we want a funding force for. Or you can keep relying on the government to say they're going to do this for your community and do that for your community and wait for the next few generations for that to happen. So we at a time or era right now where I feel that it's significant, probably a little bit more easier to start calling for us to come together. Now I know Marcus Garvey did his thing. I know Elijah Muhammad was doing this thing. But, when I look back at it, I can't help but start thinking about a few things now, sis. And that is, what actually was they focused on? What was they focused on? Because a lot of times, man, these people attracted listeners that was like, I don't want to be a part of your organization, but I'll rock with what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So when we feel like we have a duty to start calling for people to come together, why are we always doing it from certain sects, factions, and different organizations and stuff like that? Man, we ready to put in some work. We're ready to put it in to being the last on the totem pole economically and any other kind of way, which way and wise. You know what I'm saying? So that's all the Black Tax Agency is about. It's like, look, I know that we're in the era where we're really pushing for us to become business owners and to close this wealth gap by getting into all types of investments and all that kind of stuff, just so we can hang our status up on a hanger about how financially gained and equipped we are. I'm simply saying, look, alongside of all that, because I don't want to say nothing to make you feel bad, but alongside of all of that, why don't you also include telling the people to come together so we can establish ourselves as a funding force for some very specific things? Because when you listen to Marcus Garvey and Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X and a whole bunch of other people, right, that's all they talked about, is having a place or position on the planet where we have a relationship with the resources from the ground up, simply so that we can rely on ourselves and get away from relying on the tyrant. So quite naturally, let me know if I'm wrong now, quite naturally, I think this is a position that anybody would prefer, and that's going to be my key word too, right? Would prefer, regardless of the type of organization, fraternities, or whatever sects and factions you want to belong to, right? This is something that we seem to value, right? So that's all I want to tap dance on, is that part where we have value at, right? I don't want to focus on what your religion is. I don't want to focus on what your fraternity is. I don't want to focus on the fact that I know you're doing wonderful stuff in your community and you need funding for your project. I just want to focus on one thing, right? This powerful link that we've been missing out on, us as a collective. We keep on talking about coming together, got to come together, do this, come together, do that. When we going to do it? That's all I want to talk about. That's all I want to focus on. I get the feeling, sis, that at some point in our lives with all the great leaders that we've had in the past, right, they tapped on it for a little while and then went off somewhere else. Please don't nobody shoot me with no arrows. Don't throw no stones. I'm simply trying to say it really seemed like folk went the other way for a few minutes.
Yeah, don't attack him, y'all. Don't attack him. That's my brother right there.
Can we stay focused on why we want to come together?
Can we do that, y'all? Can we?
See? So that's my question. My question's been there for a long time. So I say, you know what? No one's talking the language to even make it a thing. It's not coming across anyone's ears. And if it's not coming across anyone's ears, it's definitely not coming across their minds. How are we going to find ourselves in a position where we can implement some power if it's not even in our mental environment?
That's right. That's right.
We got to do something about that. So we're presenting a proposal. I'm making mad content day and night to share on the IG page, on the website, and all over Facebook. You know what I mean? Just to connect with those associates of mine that I'm connected with in hopes that they might share the information that might reach you and other people that say, well, hold on. That kind of snagged my ear a little bit, you know, and it's tickling my mental seat. Now it's causing me to think about a little something. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that. Pause for a moment and think about what this thing is that every time you turn to some of your conscious brothers and sisters in a conscious community, why we always talk about we got to come together. Can we focus on that just for a little bit? What we want to do? Come together to do what?
To do what?
You see what I'm saying? If you are the type of person that want to avoid schemes, scams, and all the other shazams, look, all you have to do is simply know what it is that you want. That's back to my key word, preference. Preference. What do you want? This is simple. For starters, how about access to professional services and even materials? I'm talking about equipment you might need, trucks, cars, vans, whatever, right? How about having access to those things even if you have no money? That's just for starters. How about that?
Okay, I'm listening.
Would you not have a preference for that? All right? Mind you, as soon as you talk to yourself and you resolve this interest enough to confirm that this is a significant preference of your own, right? And I have to say it that way because we got a whole bunch of people who think they know what they want. They think they know what they prefer, but it's all been manufactured. See, we'll probably get to that a little later. Right? But I want you to start thinking about some real stuff that you are so it's hard for you to think about what I'm about to mention because you are bombarded by tons of distractions in your life, right? Would you not prefer to walk into a grocery store, pick up the items that you want to, and walk out without having to pay for it? Would you not prefer for things that you can get in a grocery store for free? Would you not?
That's a preference of mine. Yes, talk to me about that, Brother Z. What you gonna talk?
Would you not?
How I do that?
Would you not prefer to live under your roof rent-free and mortgage-free? We start with the simple stuff. Get to know your preferences, because what you don't know is that the things that you think you naturally prefer, because I promise you don't naturally prefer them, aren't really your true preferences. You will hear people say, I'm after that money, I'm about that money, I'm trying to get my bank right. But you don't know that every paycheck and everything you do, even if you're running your own business, to get your hands on that money, you're being robbed of your opportunity to establish paradise amongst yourself. That's what you don't know. So I'm trying to get you to the point where you don't feel some kind of way, right? When you say, I want free stuff from the grocery store. I want the free more. I don't want you to feel weird. Like, I feel goofy saying that because now I just feel like I just want handouts. I just feel like, they want you to feel that way. They don't want you to think that you're intelligent enough to track your production rates and your consumption rates, and even how to use recycle and storage to make sure that you have an abundance in everything that we have on our planet. They don't want you to think that you're intelligent enough to do that. Therefore, when you start thinking about how you can have a piece of the pie of paradise, you start thinking, it just don't seem right though. It's always at somebody to the left of you or to the right of you that's saying there's always going to be some type of evil or some type of bad conduct, that somebody's going to, we can't trust, somebody going to hoard something, somebody going to mess something up. Always, right? I just want you to know that when you hear stuff like that, that's part of the things that are supposed to keep you from focusing on your preference, a preference that is probably far more natural than you realize, right? It's far more easier to prefer helping people and making sure that the thing in your environment that's established the most is quality. That's a far more easier preference, right? If you're looking at all the struggle and all the things you've been put through from people who are, let me say, age 30 to 50 today, because if you're 30, that's enough time for you to know what's going on in the world, right? Right? Yeah. So from 30 up to 30, all the way up to 50, you've been here long enough to know what this struggle is. What is it doing to me? What have my experiences in terms of being faced with instability, what have they been doing to me? You see what I'm saying? And so even with all of that, right, you have seen yourselves in situations where you would help this person, perhaps you would help that person, or you see situations where things could be worse. When you're driving on the street, just a general example, things could be worse, right? When you talk about the people who are dealing and coping with an economic system that is not fair to them, why they just not running into the rails, into your car, as a matter of fact? We're talking about terrorist activities. Well, what about what people will do when they are super distraught? You know what I mean? We're talking about going postal over people getting fired, working at the post office. There's people who go back to work, shooting up employees and bosses, right? How much of that have you experienced? Because if you can think to yourself and say, yeah, really, I ain't experienced nothing like that. I ain't really been involved in nothing like that. I'm simply pointing out to you, look at what it could be. Things could be worse, right? Now, I want you to use that. I want you to use that to think about why that is, right? Because it's easier for us to be a benevolent people. It's easier for us to be a people who exercise morality. It's harder for us to be these wicked, no good, violent, powerless people that they want us to believe we are. It's harder to be that. We lean more in the direction, right, of building paradise. But we can't cross that line and see it because of the distractions that exist in our lives. Am I talking too much? All right.
No, we listening.
All right. So I just want to kind of point all that out.
All facts.
I want to point all that out. You know, you can see the material and the content for almost every mindset available in terms of discussing what our issues are, right? What our problems are and what our powerful positions are, right?
Ooh, can we talk about that bartering word?
Ooh, yeah, the bartering word. I love it when people step on the set and they start talking about, well, you know, when we done with using money, you know, we can go back to bartering. I'll be like, here we go. Mm-hmm. You just saying things that you heard other people say, yes, and it sounded good at the moment, right? I give you this. I used to drive a van for college kids when one of the universities in the area, in the Bull City area, called a mold problem. They called a mold issue. So they had this. I had to transport them between the hotels that the college put them in and back to their classes, right? And so the kids I often ask them what they think money is and all that. And the kids often say, oh man, I was just in that class. My professor said it's a means of exchange or a medium of exchange to facilitate a trade. Yeah, that's what they said it is, right? So this is the university standard right here. Like, this is what the professors teaching them youngins, okay? Mm-hmm. So if you listen to that, you can hear that it's saying that barter wasn't effective because it needed a medium. What kind of assistance do you need, sis? You need a medium for something?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, in a sense, right, for the people who are in defense of the monetary system, right, this is their way, especially, let me I got to say this real quick, especially those people who are trying to get folk to get back into the use of gold and silver, right? They're running a campaign right now where they're trying to educate people on what money is simply so they can get them focused. That's another key word, right? Focused on gold and silver, because that's where their investments are, right? They had already invested in the area. They want you to come behind them and make them rich and wealthy, right? But the only thing that we see is the knowledge behind it all that's supposed to make us deep. Now, so we're going to be suckers for that because we're already suffering from complex, right or wrong. This is why we feel the need to call ourselves or refer to ourselves as having a conscious community. We got
now. Did you just hit him? I think you just hit somebody.
Somebody gonna throw an egg. Somebody gonna throw an egg in a minute, or tomato or something. But that's what it is. So we feel a deep desire to prove we are not ignorant. We are intelligent, right? That's a complex. So we can sit with confidence and be like, whatever they're talking about, we got a whole file of everything they say, and that's as far as it's gonna go. But it don't go that way. We got to talk about it. Everything they document, everything they say. Yes. This is a fact. This is a that. This is and we treat each other like we dismiss each other over it. It's where the fact. Present the fact. No. How about let's just make sure we got a file of everything they say something is, so that we'll see what they perceive it. But see, when we get amongst ourselves, we got to have a different discussion. How you see it, sis? How you see it, bro? And then document that. Right?
Yes.
Because that's the kind of thing you do when you're confident about what you really have up here. When you know somebody after this particular territory up here, you're supposed to guard it. You're supposed to protect it. You ain't supposed to be regurgitating stuff, trying to look deep on some facts that you present. That's not how we're supposed to be acting out here. You know what I mean? So we got to be able to say, they broke this down this way and he presented that. So, but what's your take on it? What you see? And we're supposed to know the whole purpose behind us even asking questions like that when we're amongst ourselves as a people who know we're trying to figure a way out of this mess. They got us tied up in the love of their laws. We don't want to admit it, though. Go through the Black Law Dictionary. You need to learn some legalese. You know what I'm saying? You need to establish a trust. I'm telling you, everything's for free. Hold on. You mean to tell me we are absolutely going to run behind an immoral folk, immoral tyrants, malevolent-minded people who don't even follow their own laws? They write something down for a piece of paper, toss it, and say, this is going to be the policy for a moment for us to do what we want to do and to keep those amongst us who might want to even combat against us. That's to keep them handcuffed, right? While we run amok and do what we want to do. And then when we're done with that, we ain't even gonna adhere to the law no more. We're gonna run over here and do something else. We're running behind them talking about this the law, we need to nationalize ourselves because black ain't the next. Why are you running behind an immoral folk, number one? Like what they established, document-wise, legal-wise, or whatever, is top ground over everything. Right? You done forgot your whole morality. You done forgot your most natural sense of doing whatever it is you want to do. As long as it causes harm to nobody else. You done lost that sense right there. You done lost that marble. Where did that go? To the point where the only grapes you reaching for off the vine is coming from an immoral construct.
Where are the plants? Please, excuse me. Where are the plants? Where are the plants? Brother Z spit. He hitting people today. Come on, Brother Z. Keep hitting them.
Yes, indeed. So, we sitting here. I just want to let people know that we don't have to run behind a people that we know have proven. And for some reason, I don't know why it is people don't recognize that these folk have proven that they are immoral. They don't follow no law, right? Anybody who don't follow no law, no rule, no policy, even if they claim they do, right? the outcome has always proven that they don't and they won't, that's the definition of a tyrant. Tyrant has no morals, right? But you're going to run through everything, every construct he set up, right, to get a leg up. Now, it's hard to say this because I know that if I don't come behind and try to clean it up, it's just going to contribute to division. Oh, that brother, he just against us. He don't know what he's doing. I'm saying, look, if they hit a nerve, don't worry about it, right? Keep doing what you're doing. And let's come together to at least be able to make sure we clean up the whole house. We're bringing quality and benefit to the whole house. That's 8 million people on an email list in preparation to prepay for professional services to be among us, a few materials to be among us that we can access even if we don't have no money. Who not going to be interested in that? We don't have to debate no more about whether God is a woman or a man, or if there's extraterrestrials out there, or whether or not, there's some underground territories that's manipulating it, all kind of stuff, right? That in my mind, it's all a part of the scheme of distractions. That's how it is in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sitting here thinking about, man, I sure would like to be free. But I can't talk about it. I can't even talk about what freedom is to me because folk want to talk about the game. Folk want to talk about, the things that the news is running with, what CNN running with now. Oh, man, the Russians and the whatchamacallit and Chinese just came together to create a whole new dollar. That's the topic. We're running out of time, Jack. We're running out of time. What we going to do, man? We're really going to sit here and keep talking about everything they doing instead of talking about, let's go ahead and connect this collective, get this collective in place, right? So we can blow whatever it is they got to put us in their boat out of the water. We're going to blow that out of the water. We're going to make sure that by the time they think they get ready to do what they think they're getting ready to do, we're already in a position where we rely on ourselves in a significant way. That's all I'm talking about. Like, do you really want to be faced with not having some quality in your life simply because you can't afford it? How many more years you want to go facing that kind of reality? I would do this, I would do that, but I can't afford it. You're hearing about all these excellent things that you can do to improve your credit and to do this and do that, but you can't afford it, right? They got us scattered out here as individuals looking to get that money in their bank. I ain't going to do this for free, bro. It's going to cost you. This knowledge is going to cost you. This class going to cost you. I got bills to pay.
Yes.
Right? What bills you got to pay?
You about to hurt? You about to hit somebody with something else? I feel it.
Yeah. What bills you got to pay?
Now.
Now we're going to talk about what slavery really is. We want to talk about what slavery really is. Slavery is forced labor. Forced labor. If you don't think you forced to go to work, I remind you, wherever you are on this planet, wherever city and town you go to, right? They're going to tell you, we got water available, we got electricity available, we got food in the stores available, a whole bunch of resources all around you and stuff, but you ain't going to be able to access that unless you got the dollar, because we want the dollar. I'm just saying, we want the dollar. It ain't like you can go off, if you want to, you can go out work with people who don't require a dollar and all that, but I'm just letting you know, we want the dollar. So now, you got to go out there and find one of them jobs in their towns that's going to pay you a paycheck, get you some dollars in your bank account. Was that a choice? Just in case you don't know what a choice is, right? Let me lay this down on you, right? You have not made a choice. If what's on the table are options that do not include your preference. Okay?
You just hit somebody else, Brother Z. You did. I felt it.
So.
I heard him over there crying.
Let me know when your choice is on the table. Do that for me. Somebody come up to you and tell you, say, you know what? I don't really think you did a good job honoring the contract. So I'm about to go ahead and resolve the contract with you, unless you're willing to give us back $300,000 of the billing and to do at least 2 more months of work for free.
Dang.
Now, I'm gonna put that on the table, or you can chance it again to bid for the work, right? Because I'm voted out the seat this month. Next month could be a new person in, but that new person might bring you in, right? Give them your choices, give them your options, what you want to do. Do you have a choice? Because I want you to think, what would you prefer? Right. What would you prefer to do? You see? Yeah. Mm-hmm. How about you do what you're supposed to do? Let me tell you what I prefer. You write up the issues, right, that was at hand, right, according to the first contract. When you're supposed to write it up, you know how they had these clauses on the job, like if there's some type of dissatisfaction, you need to address it immediately. Organization, business, company, they have clauses in their paperwork like that. Like, let us know immediately if you don't resolve the issue. If you don't say that there's an issue within 10 days, you got to eat the cost. You got to eat the cost. All right. Financial people know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
All right. So your whole talk game about these my choices. First off, I never received nothing from you about an issue. Right. So how about what I prefer is to resume doing business, right? Or I'm gonna fine you for unethical business and probably whatever else I can think of, right? Make sure I get all the forces or all the authorities as supposed to regulate you and make sure that you are accounted for. I'm gonna get them in your business, including the IRS. All right.
The who?
The IRS.
Okay, no, I'm good. I'm straight.
So if I say that's my preference, right? But it's not on the table, do you have a choice? Ain't nobody gave you no choice on nothing. How about learn how to start putting your preference on the table?
Yes.
Do you not want free food from the grocery store? Do you not want to live in your home without having to pay rent or mortgage? I'm simply asking you what your preference is, right? Would you not rather to get your car looked at once it breaks down and fixed without even having to pay for it? Would you not prefer it? I like to hear from somebody who say, no, I'd rather pay for it. He might have some wisdom I don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Would you not prefer? Where's your preference? We got to get good, clean, downright, with the ability to identify what our preferences really are. Because so far, they have hijacked our interests and made us think we want certain things that is absurd. Absurd for us to be wanting out here. Oh, I'm gonna work hard, save up so I can get this, get that. What? What about getting it for free? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, they've been playing ball with you for a long time since they told you they set you free. Black people shouldn't be slaves. Black people shouldn't be slaves.
I think I heard somebody scream out loud across the way. You hit somebody right then too. You hit somebody else, Brother Z.
I hope so. I hope so.
But they free though, brother. They free.
Emancipation Proclamation.
We free. They free.
How do you free a people when, if we're talking about chattel slavery, everybody not in chains, ball and chains? How do you free a people? See, because history tells us that you can't. The Jim Crow laws. Let a nigger go win. Yanking cats up right off the street. You should have a job. Come with me. You're getting hit with all kinds of vagrancy laws and forced to go work on somebody else's land and territory. They ain't thinking nothing about no black people being free.
But this a free country, Brother Z. I am free. Free
for you to work for me.
Oh. Dang.
Matter of fact, you can't even vote yet. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is what you're dealing with. This is what you're dealing with so much. You only thinking about survival. You know what? You know what survival mode is? It means you don't have time to think. You don't have time to think. You see these guys popping up talking about, I'm gonna teach you how to survive. I'm gonna teach you survival techniques. And, you know, so when it comes down to it, you can walk right into the forest, right, and be able to rely on yourself and what's around you, right? What if ain't nobody teaching you that? Just gonna, find yourself out there in the wilderness, eating stuff that's gonna have you vomiting all night.
Like tree bark.
Did that happen to you? That must have happened to you, boy.
No, it didn't happen to me, but I seen something happen.
Yeah. So
I'm trying not to tell on somebody. No, it didn't happen to me.
Snitch on them. Go ahead, snitch on them. Out there thinking they doing something. Try this tree bark. Let me try this tree bark. I seen people on multiple occasions try some strange berries.
Yes.
That's how I know you're gonna be vomiting all night.
Yes.
You vomiting all night trying to prove something to somebody. Them berries didn't even look like berries. Just because they red little balls. If it don't look like raspberries, look, man, everybody in the country know what raspberry look like, man. Look, if you picking something off a bush and it don't look nothing like blueberries, red berries, I mean, what you doing? What you doing? Don't even try it. But it was never me. I was never experimenting on myself to the point where I was throwing up all night. But I'm simply saying, right? Survival is for a reserve for people who do not have the time nor the ability to think. All right? You got people out there that say, I've been out there in the woods. I want to show you some things I want you to think about when you out there, right? You know what you leaving when you go into the woods? You're leaving a whole, we like to call it concrete jungle. You're leaving a whole pot of resources, right? In the hands of a people that don't even know no better. People who want to be free, just like you, but they mind so hijacked, they don't even know they want free stuff from the grocery store. They don't even know they want a free rent or mortgage, right? They don't even know they don't want to have to pay that stuff. They just think that they have to do it, right? But you got to communicate it. I mean, this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to spread the word, let people know, look, you need to really dive into what you really prefer. Because somebody tricked you, got you thinking, ooh, I'm making these payments. I can make my payments. My credit going up, I'm doing good. That's what you really want? You know what I'm saying? I know we caught up into something right now. But all I'm saying is, while you're dealing with it, here's something you can scoop up alongside and get involved with. 8 men, people deep, about to make it happen. About to make sure we got our construction crews all paid up for the next 5 years to build these neighborhoods that we're going to be getting into over the generations without having to pay rent or mortgage. You know, we're looking out for our youngins that's coming out of the universities as engineers. We're going to make sure that they build these generators that's going to supply electricity to those neighborhoods and communities.
Right.
We ain't going to be paying no electric bill. That's what our minds are set on. I'm simply saying, make sure that you reserve some room for that. And that's what you're doing when you get on the email list. That's what you're doing when you're doing like my sister right here. Joy is telling people about it. You can't just get on the email list and be like, okay, I'm on the email list. I'm good now. Like, don't you know that one of the ways I even got this thing set up and so that if don't nothing pop off, it's going to be all our fault. It's going to be all our fault, right? So we ain't asking for no donations. We ain't asking for you to do this or to do that or do nothing. We all going to be sitting here waiting until we 8 million people deep. Right off the rip, if that's something that we accomplish, evolution for humanity is going to leap right there and then. It's going to leap right there and then because it's going to be something that's never been done before. 1 million people ain't never been prepared to turn the tides economically on either side of the continent Africans should have been done did it with all the stuff they're going through. Oh, you got us good with the IMF, this whole International Monetary Fund, got them in there. You know what I'm saying? Allow them to print their own money. Toss a little, construct a war their way, loan them some stuff, and then devalue their money. Just messed them all the way up. They should have been like, you know what? Let's go ahead with the money they done left us with. Turn around here and pay these professionals that's still among us to build a paradise among us. You know why they can't do that? Because it accounts for how many people are chasing the dollar individually. I ain't got time for that. That's what they do. They chasing them European jobs. I'm talking to folk. I'm talking to the Africans. They tell me, I said, what's going on, sis? Why we can't get the job done? He said the people with the skills is chasing out the jobs from Europeans. Chasing after them jobs because they need that money to live the life they want to live. We can see how they got us. We see how they got us, right? Anywhere you look on the company, you're going to find this whole electrical regulatory commissions set up. It's all over the planet. Four corners on this side of the sea now, dealing with America. Just four corners of the whole construct for electricity. They all got it locked down. Same way over there in the east. All people got to do is say, we had enough. You need electricity like we need electricity. I don't care what it is you think we're going to do, right? Congress, whatever you think we're going to do, but we're about to stop paying for it. What can you do? So I want to run a scenario by you, right? And this is in conjunction with what I just said, right? Imagine this for a moment. People start trying to manifest a new type of boycott. And you know what we do when we boycott? Us professional boycotters, what we do is we plot and plan, right? Before the boycott date, we talk about all the things we're going to do, what we're going to have in place, and all the months that we're going to use to promote it. Like what happened with the whole blackout, right? So the blackout was promoted for almost a year, I think. Come this date, nobody's spending money with none of these corporations, only with black business owners, right?
Yes.
So imagine this, right? You do the same thing. You run through your whole construct. You make your plans for your boycott. And this is a special boycott now. Just wait till you hear it, right? Right? Matter of fact, let me go ahead and drop this. I want you thinking about it while I'm talking about it, right?
Okay.
This is going to be a boycott where you ain't using no kind of money, right? You just don't want to use money no more. And then you're going to see how we fare well for the next few months, right? So just think about that for a moment, right? So you planning your boycott, and since now that you already know what we're doing, think about what's going to go into the planning of this kind of boycott. You got to go let all these institutions and corporations know this boycott is coming up now. We're going to be walking into the stores, grabbing what we need, and we're leaving. We're going to scan it so that you can keep up with what's been consumed, what's been taken, and what's not been taken, right? You're trying to arrest us. That's the smart move. Give them heads up. It's no. You could just imagine somebody in the corporate office saying right now, oh, no, that's not going to be able to be possible. We're not going to do that. You say, hey, look, I'm telling you now, right? Go ahead and start siphoning off, some 5 cents here, 10 cents there, $1, whatever have you from what we're currently doing. I'm telling you, it's coming. If you have to start putting money aside to cover the cost of the things that we're coming in and scan to walk out with, that's what you better start doing, right? This boycott is coming, right? So this is what you're dealing with. So we can put it all together. You know this day is coming. That means even if you're working at a hotel, I don't care if you're driving a cab, I don't care if you at McDonald's or Burger King flipping a burger. You telling your boss, all right, boss, I got some news for you now. I don't need your paycheck no more.
Right.
You know how they're going to look at you at first, right?
Like you're crazy. Like they're crazy.
You don't need
What do you mean?
Then you got to be like, hear me out. I'm going to still come to work. He can be like, you going to work for free? We don't even allow that. So I'm just letting know. Because no matter what you tell them, they're going to still try to send that paycheck to you, whether direct deposit or what in the mail, they're going to still send it to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we mean what we say. We ain't using no more money, but we still coming to work. This is a unique boycott now. This is how you boycott using the dollar. So as far as all the corporations know, they send out the checks. They know they're coming close to this date. They say, no matter what they're talking about, we're going to send them this money and they go, and things going to resume as they have always been. So they think, right? But you show up to work day before this day, unbeknownst to them, you done shut your bank account down and the whole nine. Okay? You're like, no more money. I'm serious about this, right? Cats even telling the cab owner, I'm still come here, drive the cab. You know what I'm saying? We're going to still get people around in the community. We got a lot of people who need, this kind of service. I'm not going to just leave my community high and dry. The truck drivers is like telling all the dispatch owners, yeah, I'm still come drive the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about that. I'm driving the truck. They say like, this dude is crazy. He's just going to, all the real goofy people going to be like, how you going to pay your rent?
Yes.
And some people right now in the back ask themselves, why is that goofy? Because they don't know. But all the goofy bosses, everybody who got a goofy boss, they're going to say, how you going to pay your rent? Get out of here. You talking silly. You better come get this paycheck. They don't know. If we're not using money no more and we still coming to work, what you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do? The quality of the city is still being upheld. Visitors are still coming into your town, experiencing and exploring your wonderful qualities, right? And you still have people on deck to make sure that they have a nice experience. All right? People still able to get around in the city. What you gonna do? You gonna shut the power down? Oh, it's gonna be hard for us to come to work and continue providing quality to our community if you cutting our power off. You don't want to do that. You don't want to cut our water off either. You don't want to do that. You don't want to kick us out of our houses either because we ain't paying rent and all that. You don't want to do that. We're all taking care of each other now. Now what's the problem? How about forming one of them boycotts? I just want to drop that in the people's lap.
Mm-hmm.
You see now, if that gets choked up, we still have a nice solution. Black Tax Agency is proposing that we just come together, 8 million people deep, right? And go to the website once we have our 8 million folk, and you look at all the list of all the things that you want in your community. You might want 100 tow truck drivers up and down, just keeping the highways and byways under their wing in case your car break down, so they can get it, repair it, fix it, get it back to you. You don't have to pay nothing for it. You might see a list of academic centers. Let's say about 1,000 of them open up around the country. You see all the expense sheet associated with each of them to be in our community for the next 5, maybe 10 years, and you see it, and you say, I like it. And all you gotta do is click on the button. Bop. You hit that button, it automatically sends $2 from your account to that account, and boom, we put it in position. We manifesting it. We interviewing the folk that we want to hire. We orient them for what we doing. You're not gonna be competing. It's not you could be a vendor or a contractor, however you want to regard yourself, but you working for 8 million people. You working for the collective. That's who your boss is.
Mm-hmm.
That's who your boss is, right?
Mm-hmm.
A real government, okay? So the folks say, okay, we're gonna hire these guys right here. And so now here it is. You got yourself a job where you only have to put in for a 4-hour work day and a 3-day work week, and you're still getting a little more than full-time pay. Huh?
Right. What?
We're just trying to do right by ourselves because can't nobody do it for us but us.
Yeah.
So We're talking about putting all these services and all these materials.
Right. Can you imagine? I'm reading the comments. My bad.
Look, at this point, folks supposed to be ahead of me with this idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing what Z Malachi doing. It's one real easy, simple explanation for that. You just don't perceive the value yet. You can't see the value in it, right? And the reason you can't see the value in it is because these distractions is serious. Bow. Everything taking place, everything happening to you 1 second after another, right? The things that linger in your mind, even after you watch a commercial, right? Distraction. But we underestimate these things, right?
Some people call it fun.
That too, right? Go ahead and have some fun.
That word irritates me.
You know what I'm saying? So get to become internally locked in on what freedom is for you and what you truly value. You know what I mean? Once you have found that part in yourself where you're no longer afraid to say you want paradise, and you know what paradise is, a place where people have better emotional control and they're doing whatever they want to do without causing harm to anybody else. Perfect morality, the perfect seat for morality, for beneficent people. All right? Because that's the highest grade of character you could ever be, is a benevolent or beneficent person. Meaning all your minds, all the things you think about doing, it's associated with an environment full of quality, full of things that you want to do to enrich it and evolve beyond it without causing harm to others.
That's right.
Right? You got a people among you who pretend to be that and say, we are the government and we're going to tax you and we pay for these things. And matter of fact, you're going to work for money. Them people pretending to be benevolent. You know what I'm saying? How long are we going to believe in this tyrant and this immoral cat after looking at all the stuff that they do? Look at the system. You have a better system in your heart and your mind if you just take the time to get away from them distractions and see what it is you really want. Why are you scared of paradise? I don't believe it. It's too much. No, it's a fantasy. It's artificial. It don't make no sense. Come on, bro. Like, what? You wouldn't want to give this to yourself? Like, you couldn't. All you have to do is think about what it is that you want, right? And once you realize everyone else doing the same thing, right? I'm going to have to spell this out. Because some of us ain't been nowhere. Some folk ain't been nowhere, right? But for those people who got out and traveled, you see people who can't help but get out there and do things that bring some serious quality to the community.
Yeah.
They enthusiastic about it. Right? And they proud of doing stuff to get out there to help to bring quality to the community. Building a house for who you building a house for? Whoever wanted. You ever came across a person like that? Because I had who you building the house for? Whoever wanted. Wow, you say you got nothing else to do? Go to YouTube. You say you got nothing else to do with your life. There's people out there, man, buying shacks, small homes for homeless folk, man, because they want to.
Yeah.
Get in line. Get in line with your heart and your internal feelings so you can't be psyched out.
Yes.
You're thinking you a fool for preferring paradise. Don't get psyched out like that. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you open up to it, I guarantee you'll find those people in the millions who want to come together and do nothing but maintain paradise. All these people with wonderful ideas on how to get out the minds of our youth, being the best and brightest engineers, the best and brightest scientists and mathematicians. Stop, because we got some nasty teachers out there, boy. We got teachers out there. We got these ideas. The way they can teach your youngins, they remember this stuff for the rest of their life. You know what I'm saying? Like we are missing out due to these distractions, right? As people, man, that we ain't seen nothing in the world of architecture, right? When it comes to building stuff that we think are incredibly constructed. We ain't seen nothing yet, right? Our youngest be coming up with stuff. You see them sit down and draw stuff on papers and look at the house I just draw.
Yes.
Right? You be like, what in the hell? Where's the door? You know what I'm saying? They're like, well, you smash this button. They're like, kids be like, man, all we need is some time and an environment to nurture that. You're not willing to give that to yourself. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you enter an idea, the same idea I have, to put us in a position where we are free,
right,
having to use so much money, then we could turn to our youth and be like, oh, we got the resources. I'm talking about from people and material and hands-on training, right? Or experience that you can get, baby, to turn you into the mastermind that you want to be. You know what I mean? We have time to get you into these classes. Now, all these guys with the knowledge on HVAC that we have in our community, struggling, trying to run a business, struggle no more. Let's get this 8 million together. Struggle no more. The 8 million will hire you to take care of the community. Oh, you ain't got to worry. Look, we need cafes in our community like ASAP. Wrong or right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm working on one myself.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
For those of y'all who've been homeless like Z Malachi before.
Okay. You enjoy. Let me put my face. Now, hold PSA. Now, Brother Z done hit y'all. He keep hitting y'all. He on Karmic Dynasty hit. I invited him today to come hit y'all. So if it's something you don't like, you can contact me. I invited him to come hit. He been on the platform before. We talking about this email list. I put the links in the description. Get on the email list. Now, y'all know I'm about this life. I don't come up here and talk about nothing I don't do, know about, be a part of. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. This is me. You hear him talking. He's about that life. Now, speaking on homeless, oh yeah, Joy, I put myself up. I've been homeless too. Houseless, because my home, wherever I am. Houseless. I got there from my Hawaiian nation, my Hawaiian kingdom research studies with my guest appearance with Brother Nuck Ra of E over B yesterday. Evidence over belief, setting the captives free. E over B. Yes, houseless. I've been houseless with children. 4 of them. I've been houseless with 4 babies before.
That's gonna make this even more.
Brother Z gonna speak on the houseless. Oh, Joy Allen wasn't above being houseless. Let's talk on the houseless, Brother Z. I'm with you.
Go ahead and bring that home. Children right there with you. We got to feed them. We got to feed them, bro.
Yes.
And we don't just got to clothe them, right? Because sometimes I get tired of folk patting themselves on the back, talking about, well, I can get some clothes to them. You can get some clothes to them. Okay. Brother, sister, our children need a whole makeup.
Yes.
They need a whole makeup drawer. You know what I'm saying? So when they put whatever clothes you got in mind on, they got to be feeling fabulous. They got to be feeling fabulous. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know not everybody can give their children an experience that make them feel better about this situation. But I just want to put on the table. I just want to put on the table, right? Clothing is not just clothing, right?
Yes.
Just keep that in mind, all right? We're talking about safeguarding our children's mind while we struggle. We got to up our level in love. We got to up our level in attention and up our level in the influences that's around them that we might miss. We might miss. They watching people talk. If the TV is on, they might catch a glimpse. They're watching some TV. You got to be ahead of the game. if you houseless, somebody talking to your kids, what they talking about, what they seeing, right? So I just want to put on the table, right? Clothes ain't just clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Clothes ain't just clothes. All right? But when you're there, you know the same way clothes ain't just clothes, food ain't just food. You already know where I'm going with this, right? We got to have some cafes in our communities. We got to have some facilities in our community that's going to feed us and take care of us. And take care of us.
Yeah.
Let me explain what that means for some people, because I truly feel like the listeners should be already running ahead of me already. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about if you found yourself, maybe you didn't get to the shelter on time, or maybe whoever was putting up shelter for you didn't lock the door and didn't leave you no key, and you got youngins with you. Can you pick up the phone to this facility make food and say, I gotta feed my youngins, can we come through? Right? You won't. Well, I'm gonna say I won't, because I know what I prefer. I would want that people to respond like this: say less, and as a matter of fact, we're coming to get you. Coming to get you. We're gonna feed you, we're gonna set you up, we're gonna look after you for as long as we can, right? We need facilities in the community, right? What did you prefer? That's all I'm putting on the table. What you prefer? 8 million people? The sky's the limit.
Right.
You just rip this whole reality apart that's sitting on our neck right now, talking about you can't do this, you can't do that. You ain't got the credit to do this. You ain't got the credit number. Your credit score ain't even hot enough to get this kind of assistance. Like, what is you talking about? We sit right here developing complexes. I can't do that. I don't know who to turn to. I ain't got no help. It's impossible. They beating us mentally. All I'm saying is we could change the game if you prefer to do so.
That's right.
Get on the email list, watch us grow, tell other folks so they'll know, and let's go. It was bars right there, though.
Okay.
So
some of them don't know about your music aspect, gift, talent.
Oh man. So I like to bring the message home with music too. So I write and I get professional artists. I've been a long time. I don't sign artists. I think I signed about 2 artists in my lifetime. I don't do that no more. Okay. So what I do is I pay them for their services. If I discover them and they off the chain, I say, hey, look, and let me tell you something, that was hitting me in the head before Fiverr came along. They was ripping my head off before Fiverr came along. I was like, you sure? Like the people on Fiverr, they only charge like $200. Like, what you want to do? Okay, bro, $200, So yeah, I find these artists that are super talented and they sing what I write. I only do message music. But with that being said, right, for those who want to safeguard our children's minds, especially in terms of music, all the music that's around us. I mean, we could have radio stations up or apps up that we can instruct our children to only listen to, right, with artists that we take care of. Look, man, I'm trying to tell you, like, you guys should be ahead of me. Like, I done thought about it already, right? We sign an artist like, look, as long as you're making positive music, you are contributing to the treasure in our world, the only treasure that counts, and that's our children, right? We need to get them away from listening to this garbage, right? Where they develop complexes. I don't know if y'all know this. For all the people who don't have children, let me explain something to you. when our children can't talk to us about something, they develop complexes over it.
Yes.
You have to be able to look your child in the eye and see what they're not telling you, how they feeling, how they day going, what they didn't saw that they don't want to mention. You know what I'm saying? What they didn't heard, they don't want to mention, right? And they just, they see you in a good mood one day, which is why you always got to demonstrate being in a good mood around your kids. Because we're in a good mood, they just want to talk to you about anything. I heard this on the radio. I see this guy said so-and-so, such. What that mean? Right? So before you blow up and steam up, well, first, where in the hell was you? To even hear that, you got to compose yourself and make a plan for how you're going to respond to the children of yours who feel that energy that allows them to speak with you and have certain discussions with you. But I'm trying to tell you, even if you don't have kids, you got some of y'all got nieces and some of y'all got nephews, right? And if you know what to look for, these youngins, they got complexes. They got complexes because they know they can't talk to you about certain things, right?
Yes.
And you have to be able to talk to them about it. You can't leave it all up to your brother and all up to your sister. You got to talk to your nieces and nephews. How it's going? What you do today? You listen to some music today? They might go,
yes.
Why he asked that? Where we going with this conversation? What you eat today? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What you doing eating that? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You got to talk because look, kids know and sense a whole lot more than some of us are willing to admit.
Yes.
Right? And these things that they sense, they can tell that it's not a good time to talk about it. You got to make it happen.
Yep.
You got to make it happen. So with that being said, I think a large component in that area would be making sure that we have people that's making music for our children to hear. And that is one of the reasons why I've always wanted to be involved with music since I was 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you took that moment to share your musical part of yourself with us. Now, before you continue, I want to share a few things, address a few of the audience members. Let's see. Now, this YouTube viewer, Roy Van Lowe, I'm not familiar with you. If you're using this another profile for you, let me know. But contact me. Here's my contact information. It's been there. Yes, I tour and I do speak. I have private meetings as well. Classes. I'm looking for the word classes. I have classes as well. I can speak on sovereignty. Yes. So contact me and we'll talk about it. The email list. I put the email link. Y'all got options. And there's even a video that's available on the Black Tax Agency website. So I attached the link to that YouTube video as well. If you need just a little more information on that email list, there, the link, and I put the website. So you got the overall to everything, not just the email list tab Joy Allen's attached. You can review, study, and be a part. Black Tax Agency. The website is in the description. I need y'all to get on that. Quit playing in this life. Don't come to Joy Allen and be like, please, can you come speak? Joy Allen, can you teach me this? Joy Allen, I got a tax question. Because some of y'all know I'm a tax preparer. So my business is listed on the irs.gov website. Okay? Don't talk to me about taxes. Don't talk to me about meetings and appearances and projects if you're not on that email list. Don't do it. That's my stand today. Get over there. Like he said before, it don't cost you no money. Which you only got $1. You ain't even got $1. It's okay. It just takes some time is what it's going to cost you. Energy, because you got to move them fingers or speak, talk, text, however you get your form filled out. Fill out that form. Y'all know this is my brother right here. Brother Z, this is my brother. We communicate. I will check with him first before I move on and continue business with anyone else. How about that? If you ain't on that list, I'm not working with you. Paradise, paradise.
Ooh, you breaking barriers.
That's all right. I came here to
I ain't
hit
never seen
somebody
nobody
today.
do that.
I came here to hit somebody today.
I ain't never seen nobody do that. That's crucial. A matter of fact, everyone should take the same attitude you have. You know, what you doing? You doing this? Are you on the Black Tax Agency email list? As soon as people go, well, what's that? But
that means no, you're not. I'm
like,
not messing with y'all. Get on the daggone list. Quit playing.
Look, we got relationship issues out here. When a man step to these beautiful queens and goddesses, talking about, look, I just, you know, look like we got a few things in common since we're in the same location and everything. And I heard a few things that you were saying earlier. And let me know you got a head on your shoulder. I'm just trying to, you know, talk to you. Maybe we can exchange social media contact or a number. One of the first thing out of sister mouth should be, are you on the Black Tax Agency email list?
Okay, because that's how I'm gonna hit them.
You know what I'm
Seriously,
saying?
now in my inbox, when they be coming to me, personally, here they go. Where are you from? Like, you didn't go to my Facebook profile and see where I'm from? It's on my profile page. You just hit my inbox with this same old copy and paste you probably sending to every woman.
Oh, man.
So I hit them up with my Karmic Dynasty YouTube link. Go, you want to know about me? Go look at my channel. Now I'm about to hit them with this Black Tax Agency website.
Yeah.
Serious. Check it out. Then you come talk to me.
It's a serious business out here. I'm gonna talk to the women. I'm gonna talk to the women real quick.
Talk to us.
It's serious business out here with these guys, right? I mean, I know a lot of guys like to call. Some of them may think of themselves as alphas or, you know, leaders and stuff like that. Let me tell you, the construct that we following. I want to exclude myself, but let me stay modest, right?
Mm-hmm.
The construct that we following is garbage.
Ooh.
And if you don't do nothing about it as a woman, we ain't gonna do nothing about it.
Ooh.
Now, we've been playing this game for a long time, right? And you attracted to us. We out here, we standing up on our square, we're representing and we presenting like strong men, right? Mm-hmm. Because we got that from the immoral, malevolent tyrant.
Yes.
I know somebody throwing something at me right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we got it from, sis. Can I talk to y'all right quick?
Talk to we listening.
Let me
promise we all pulled up a little bit closer. Hit them.
I'm trying to tell you something, right?
Boom.
I know you didn't see the movie 300.
Yes.
Right? And I ain't sitting here trying to drag brothers through the mud, right? Because I'm just trying to let you know, right, how we coming. We see all the little things they put on the movie screens about, you know, strong men, these 300 coming warriors, and what a, you know, all the way down to what Will Smith played as the man who had, what's the name of that movie? Where he was homeless with his son and ran the guy, all the way to that.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Right. A man about his business. That's what he pretty much represented in that movie, right? Mm-hmm. We see all of that. We know how to act like that's what we're about. Even back in the 80s, man, when it was all about when X-Clan was dropping it, when Public Enemy was dropping, we know how to come up and say, yeah, brother, yeah, sister. We know how to do all that, right? If you don't see past it, we ain't going to give you nothing else. So can I talk to you real quick?
Yeah,
can I talk to you real quick? I hope the ladies paying attention.
Still on boom. We hear it. We pulled up a little bit closer in our seat.
Look. We can do better by you. And it's not a tall order. Some people might be saying, here you go, on this cold Kevin Samuels kick. Like, how in the hell we can do better by these women? Like, they already got their head in the clouds. Like, what else we gonna do? but a whole hell of a lot. Because the only thing we've been serving them right now is the thing that's been dictated us to serve them with from this whole immoral, malevolent tyrant cat.
Mm-hmm.
We sit here with a complex now talking about how we know how to treat our women, how we know how to treat the goddess among us. You ready for this?
Yes.
You know damn well, as a goddess, you dare call yourself a goddess? And you don't make us establish an environment that only a goddess would stay in? You playing. You playing right now. When I step to you, and you know I'm attracted to you, and you attracted to me, somebody got to hold the balance. Somebody got to hold the key to the whole balance. If you don't bring instruction, if you don't bring game, you don't bring platform, guess what? I'm not going to do nothing to raise the bar. Not going to do it. You got to want more. Your first job, your first thing to bring in boundless universes on deck was giving birth to us all. That's the first thing right there, right? What you think gonna happen after that? You can't just sit there and be like, whoo-wee, look at my boys and my girls and grown up to be men and women. Boy, they running this universe. You can't just sit there and do it like that. No. You gotta be ever watchful. This is how the gods and the goddesses are, right? You gotta be ever watchful. You gotta watch when that curveball has been thrown to get them off their game and distract them. You can say, oh, the hell just happened? You got to straighten them up. I'm going to hit him back. Then you got to straighten them up. Let me tell you what I'm talking about, right? You can't sit here knowing, because the first wisdom start with you. The goddesses, the woman. The first wisdom start with you. You know what it is right off bat when you see an economic platform that's not right. You know we're not standing on benevolent ground. You know it. So when the man step to you, this is real simple now. When the man step to you, the first thing that should be on your mind already is adjustment. Adjustment. Man can't bring paradise among you to make sure this environment for the goddess is set right. He can't do it by himself. So the first thing you got to hit him with is you a part of a group of men that's making this world a better place for the women? Being on the email list to prove that. Being on the email list to prove that you making moves to work with a collective to make this world a better place for the God. All this talkity talk, it ain't gonna get it. It ain't gonna get it. Yeah, we'll unite, and I'm a part of this organization. We're a part of the organization. We're uniting. Our people need to come together. Everybody in the same room, platform after platform, Clubhouse, Facebook. Everybody saying, yeah, we need to come together. Yeah, man, they got us good. We ain't free. And you see, everybody seems to be sharing the same mindset, right? But here and right then, won't nobody step up to establish a representation of that kind of alignment. You be in the same room, aligned mentally, and won't even make a move to establish a representation of it. So if I step up and say, hey, we all seem to be, on the same, page. We all seem to have an alignment here. So let's just go ahead and establish a representation of that alignment. Now, a representation of that alignment is anything that can show the people coming together here and there, right? It could be a website, could be an email list. Ours is an email list, right? But when you say, hey, man, I met a whole group of people. I went down to Georgia and just met a whole bunch of wonderful people who seem to be all on the same page, and it was all about Black power. Where is the representation of it? Let's go, women. Make us do it.
Boom.
Make us do
I appreciate you, Royal Mother Matriarch. for this boom. Woo, that was hot. I think you took the whole room out with that one, Brother Z.
Ain't nobody else gonna make us do it. And we're talking about our mamas too. I know a lot of y'all mamas is dealing with grown sons and grown men right now, but mamas ain't never too old. I don't care how old they are. They're never too old to say, you know what I've been thinking about, son? I know you got a PhD, son. I know you popular with the government, son. But what is you doing to make sure that you're working with a whole slew of other people that's going to bring some serious quality among us?
That's right.
As soon as he say, oh, yeah, mama, yeah, I'm on this board, I'm on that board, I'm meeting with these people, where is the representation of it? Yeah. I'm just saying, ladies, if you don't put us to the task, we ain't going to do it. I can exclude myself because I've already done it, but I'm just saying.
You just saying.
If you don't say nothing, ain't none of them going to make an alignment to make this world a paradise for you.
That's Brother Z. He said, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I had to type that out for him. He just said.
So what you prefer? Think about that for a moment. What you prefer, especially the women. What you prefer? I'm telling you, this is not a tall order. Men will step up and create a paradise for you if you demand it. You're not demanding it. My mama not even demanding it. Let's go. Let's go. It ain't enough to put your loved ones in a big house. We already stepping up to my buying the block. Okay, your mind in the right place. Let's not stop there. Make a whole paradise off the side of this, on the whole coast.
Right.
What you talking about, man? Shout out E over B. Let's go.
E over B. You see your E over B in the house?
I couldn't even see him.
No.
I'd go to your page.
Ticker below. Yeah. Brother Nuck Raw, E over B, setting the captives free. That's him, the ticker. Yep.
Yes, indeed. I appreciate you for for having me here. I hope you don't get in trouble for this one.
You know I don't pay. I bust up lies around here. I'm for some would say I'm looking for trouble. I ain't concerned.
Ooh,
I think myself, I done far worse. Oof. I'm good. Without even trying. You know what I mean? They come with them little copyright claims. I'll be like, anyway, no, I ain't concerned.
Yeah, I saw you beat a copyright claim. That was impressive.
I beat copyright claims. I'm impressive, y'all.
I say, shoot, boy, I got to start doing that.
Yes.
They just be trying to see what they can get away with, huh?
Yeah. I don't got time. And some people, they just don't.
I never even thought of that.
Yeah, I put in them appeals real quick. I don't play. But yeah, in regards to the things you're talking about and how we should be moving and the no fees, the no charges, and doing things for our community for free. You know, I do that. I'm about that life. And my viewers, they know that. My supporters, they know that. I'm about that life. I got lecture tours. The tickets cost how much? Somebody will tell you. You don't know. My tickets, there are no tickets. Just come. You come, you eat good. I feed you good. Oh, you eat good in my events. Y'all family to me. We family. And I done told people when I have when we have barbecues, you charge people per plate. Do you charge them for coming into your yard, into your space? No. So why would I do that to y'all? I don't charge you to come in the venue.
Wow.
I don't charge you to eat. And I mean, we eat. Wow. People be going home with whole pies and other stuff too. We eat 2-3 serving. Time 2-3 plates. We eat. It's available. Only thing it costs them is the time and energy to get there. Whatever
true
time,
currency.
energy, money it take them to get there. Transportation, that's all. You can get to me, I'm going to feed you. And some people, they be needing a venue, so they stay with me at the Airbnb. I don't charge them. No fee. You come.
You
I
got a
just
heart
need us
like
to
mine.
come together, like Brother Z said. We need to come together. Even if we got to keep doing our little meetings and little conferences, we're coming together. The network is, we're coming together. And then we need to be on the why. Why are we coming together? What are we doing when we're together? As I said in the broadcast I was on yesterday with Brother Nuck Ra, people come to me. They want to muddle around with their thoughts and think on stuff. And well, Joy, I get back. Well, Joy, okay, I'm not working with nobody who want all that. Come back to me when you're ready to do some work. I'm not have time for people pondering over things and well, I don't know, and doubting themselves. I don't have time for the doubters. My time is fractioned out to the heavy hitters, like Brother Z. He hit y'all today. He hit some of y'all today. I'm here for the heavy hitters. We rolling. We got things to do, y'all. All right, Brother Z. You ready to close us out?
All right. Make sure that you acknowledge the love in you as a woman, as a goddess, and start preferring for the very best. If you lead, I promise you, we will follow. Because we ain't gonna have no choice. Right? And for everybody else, thank you for joining us. And if you're not on the email list, make your way to getting on the email list. And when you found yourself involved with comprehending the value, share it with other folks. I greet with paradise and lead with paradise.